Hey gang, JC here, and this is the Daily Dose for Tuesday, October 18th, 2011. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Great television archives top of the page. We have our eye candy feature below. And our rock and roll poll question over in the corner from yesterday. What's the best way to watch a World Series game on TV? And I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised by how lopsided your answer was. 73% of you, number one answer, alone or with a very small group, so you can see and hear everything. Very surprised by how that's 73%. Only 17% said a large group with a lot of eating and drinking and hooting and hollering, and only 10% said a sports bar. Very surprised by that answer. All right, well, the fun begins tomorrow night. Not only is it going to be a cluster, you know what, but the first lady is going to come in, and the second lady is coming in with her, and so that's going to script the traffic even more. So with that in mind, and with the price gouging that goes on when you get a World Series, because we already saw the prices for everything. Parking garage, it was $10 during the Division Series, went up to 18. Same parking garage, same time, same everything, up to $18 for the League Championship Series. Again, wait to see what they're going to start with tomorrow during this whole thing when Trish and I are live from Hooters downtown from noon till 3. That's tomorrow. And again on Thursday. How would you describe your battle with parking downtown during major sporting events? A, it's a nightmare almost all the time. B, it's a drag, but it's part of the deal. C, I have a spot I pay for seasonally, which takes a little of the hassle out of it. D, I have a secret space I never tell anybody about. E, I have a spot that comes with my job. Or F, I take Metrolink. Really curious to hear the answer on this one, by the way. Please answer in the corner. We'll have results for you tomorrow. They are saying that the wind chill factor, well, let's start first of all with the temperature. Falling from the upper 40s down into the mid to lower 40s and a 25-mile-an-hour wind. That would be 25. So I did a little math here. It looks like the wind chill factor would be around 32 degrees. Frostbite sets in on exposed skin within 30 minutes. Have a nice night. And of course, you knew the story was coming out of New York. They're yapping again about the TV ratings. Listen to this. The League Championship Series, both of them, drew fewer television viewers than last year. The National League Championship Series, that's us on TBS against the Brewers at 2.9 rating. That was down 43% from last year when the Rangers and the Yankees series averaged a 5.1. All right, I'll come back to that. The American League Championship Series on Fox, that was Texas and Detroit, 4.4 rating over 6 games. That's down 20%. So let's just think about that for a minute. Okay, first of all, you got Yankees involved in the American League Championship Series. And in the other one, you had a Bay Area team. And, you know, my answer to this is, wah, too bad. It's just too freaking bad. You know, not everything in professional sports is going to end up being about the ratings. Because obviously you have teams involved in major metropolitan population centers like New York, Boston, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Guess what? The ratings are going to be higher. Duh! You know, so they're just yapping about it, crying about it because their stupid freaking Yankees and their stupid freaking Red Sox didn't make it in. You know, what's the message in all this? What are they trying to tell us? Should we just do away with all of the Kansas City and the St. Louis franchises? And, you know, in the National Football League, you know, Nashville and so on. Well, let's just not even have teams there. Let's only put teams in the major population centers. And then when it comes to the ratings for television during the Super Bowl and during the NFL playoffs and during the World Series and during the Championship Series, nobody will have anything to complain about. Just get rid of all of the teams in the Midwest and just put them in the major population centers. Otherwise, shut the F up with this ratings stuff. God's sakes, I'm tired of hearing about this. I was in a good mood when I started. First pitch at 7:05. Pregame show starts at 6:30 on the networks. One exception is going to be on Sunday, where the pregame show will start at 6:45. That's to accommodate what else? Football. It's going to be weird because the Rams will be in Dallas to play the Cowboys this weekend at the same time that you're going to have the World Series game with the Cardinals playing the Texas Rangers. See, when they start naming teams after states instead of cities, I start to get very, very confused. It's a good thing we got baseball because everything else in the world sucks. You know, people always say, America's the greatest country in the world. America's the greatest country in the world. America! Try this on, okay? Just for fun. Here in the United States, Shaken baby syndrome is responsible for about 1,500 infant deaths a year in the U.S., and men are responsible for 80% of them. The number of assaults against the homeless is rising. In 2005, 73 homeless people were assaulted nationwide, 13 died. The U.S. Administration on Aging estimates that 1 out of every 4 seniors in the United States has an inadequate diet. 1 out of every 6 children in America lives in poverty, 1 in 6. Veterans account for nearly 1/3 of all homeless men in America, even though they only comprise 13% of the adult men in the country. 1 in 5 children, 10 to 17, receives unwanted sexual solicitations online. Alcohol abuse kills 75,000 Americans every year and shortens their lives by an average of 30 years. 64% of children aged 4 to 11 have this stuff in their blood that means they have been exposed to secondhand cigarette smoke. There are about 542,000 foster care children in the United States, and 126,000 of them are waiting to be adopted. And of those people seeking emergency food relief, more than a third, 36%, had to choose between buying food or paying for housing. It's the greatest country in the world. And apparently the terrorists have won, because now you can buy a special collector's edition Barbie that has tattoos running up her arm and across her chest. "47-year-old man in Las Vegas. You think you're having a bad day?" He was just sort of walking around living his life, and all of a sudden his scrotum started growing to the point now where it's 100 pounds. The man has a 100-pound scrotum. And if you're saying, well, why don't you just get it cut off? Well, if it gets cut off, it makes him sterile. Actually, castration is what it is. Or he could have surgery that costs about $1 million, and this guy doesn't look like he has it. According to a new survey, 68% of office workers say they've seen a coworker use the bathroom and not wash their hands. Men see it more often than women. Women, 75 to 61. I can't even talk. This thing's making me so sick to my stomach. There's other stats with this. Look it up online yourself. It's making me sick. Here are 8 secrets to spotting a liar. You're talking to somebody, you think they're lying to you. Here are the 8 ways that you can tell. Liars distance themselves between themselves and the subject. So they just like, either it's a physical distancing or like when Bill Clinton said, "I did not have sex with that woman." Suddenly Monica becomes that woman. Number 2, liars use qualifying language. Stuff like, well, to tell you the truth. Number 3, liars look you in the eye too much because they are conscious of I'm looking right at you when I say that. 4, liars offer up too many details. Liars who are trying to avoid punishment are more likely to suggest strict punishments, like O.J. looking for the real killers. Liars repeat questions before answering them, and liars point their feet toward an exit. That's the strange one. Ronnie Wood of the Rolling Stones paid out $41,000 to go on a date with Scarlett Johansson. It was part of one of these fundraising efforts for some charity. Karina Smirnoff from right here in Webster Groves and Brad Penny, formerly of your St. Louis Cardinals, have postponed their wedding. They were supposed to get married soon, and they put it was going to be in January, and they've postponed it now. She's still on Dancing with the Stars, and up until just a couple of days ago, he was pitching for the Detroit Tigers in postseason play. Pictures of Demi Moore online today. Bony, skinny, skeletal. That seems to be the difference between guys and girls. Guys might be broken-hearted, but they'll go out and get laid. Women will just start dropping 40 pounds in 2 weeks. Aaron Eckhart is going to play Beach Boys drummer Dennis Wilson in a movie called The Drummer. I like that idea. Steven Tyler has launched a fashion line, so good news for everyone trying to look like a transsexual grandmother. Susan Sarandon catching heat for calling Pope Benedict a Nazi. Wow, first Hank Williams Jr. and now her. This is a tough time for loudmouths with sagging boobs. The Occupy Wall Street movement raised $300,000 last week. The group is so loaded down with money now, they're protesting against themselves. Chuck Berry, 85 today. Tremendous admiration. Despite all of the problems that Chuck has had down through life, I think if you're still getting yourself up every day, getting cleaned up and dressed up and going out and doing, especially what you've been doing your entire life, at 85, I got admiration for that. You might be a little on the strange side. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. You know, when the baseballs that are manufactured in Costa Rica, and every single baseball is manufactured in Costa Rica, they ship them off of the box and they show up and they're actually shiny and sort of slick. So for the last 75 years, there has been a company that has produced mud that is rubbed on the baseballs to make them not so slick. Otherwise, the pitchers would be slide down their hand, they'll kill somebody. The story of the Lena Blackburn Baseball Rubbing Mud Company, because every Major League Baseball put into play for the last 75 years has had a secret connection to the Delaware River. Short video, it's on JC's Eye Candy today. If you're a baseball fan, you'll enjoy this. All right, JC's rock and roll poll question today. How would you describe your battle with parking downtown during sporting events? We've given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible answers. Please answer in the corner. We will have results for you tomorrow. JC and Trish every day, noon to 3 on the Big 550 KTRS and online at KTRS.com. Facebook, The Showgram with JC Corcoran. Twitter, STLJC Corcoran, and email jc@jcontheline.com. We'll be at Hooters tomorrow and again on Thursday, noon to 3. You get you sort of pumped up for postseason World Series action on the Big 550. In the meantime, that's it. JC's Daily Dose for Tuesday, October 18th, 2011. A combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.